Working Mom is the seventh episode of the 30th season of The Simpsons. This is directed by Mike B. Anderson. I personally didn't like this episode for a few specific reasons, but I thought that most people would like it because I know RuPaul's really popular. Drag shows at the moment are doing really well. It's not my kind of thing. If somebody is into it, that's great. But I thought, yeah, maybe it's just me. I'm not a big fan of this episode, but actually, it's got 5.9 out of 10 on IMDb across 1.1 thousand reviews and ratings, which even for season 30 is quite a poor rating. So it seems it's not just me. The main narrative involves Marge selling Tupperware and then getting all dressed up to sell Tupperware and being mistaken for a drag queen. And when she learns of this, she's initially quite shocked that they thought she was in drag. But then she leans into it and realizes it gives her this great sense of empowerment, and that's a pretty good message. And I think they handled it relatively well. But as I'm not a big fan of drag shows or RuPaul's career, I don't really follow, so I can't compare it to other shows that have perhaps done something similar. So that's maybe one of the reasons why people don't like it. I'd be really keen to know why. If it sounds like it could have been your kind of episode, why did it not quite work? Because I know why it didn't work for me, and that's largely personal preference, but we also have another aspect that I really didn't like, and that's Lisa's story. Lisa does something nice for somebody. She discovers something at school, which I thought was kind of sweet, and she does something nice, and she gets this high from doing this nice thing, so she goes and does a string of other good deeds, if you like, and that's fair enough. But then it's being narrated, and I hate it when episodes have a narrator. Occasionally I don't mind it, but I really didn't like it on this occasion. It didn't work, and I feel like Lisa's story was really underdeveloped as well. So for me, there wasn't really anything in this episode that worked well. There were things that I knew would never be to my personal interest, but there are things that could have been. Lisa's story could have been something I loved, and I just feel like it was really badly told, both in terms of the narration and also the actual development of her part of the narrative. So for me, Working Mom is not one I loved. I actually had expected it to do quite well, but it seems in general it's not very well received. I'd love to know what you think of it, but for me personally, not really a fan at all.